Is this all a big game to extract as much tax revenue from 100+ million American families? Good evening, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Silver Dad Knows. Remember, always live with no edits. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button now, as you're going to like what I'm about to say. So right here to my left, folks, I do have a 1964 Kennedy. These Kennedy half dollars were first issued in 1964. I do have a handful of these, but I like to show this one in particular just because you have more clarity, and that way I don't actually have to hold it by the edge. So these 1964s are the only year that they were minted in 90% silver. Production began just before the decision to eliminate the silver standard in United States mint coins. These circulating coins were designed to honor Kennedy, who was assassinated in November of 1963. Congress authorized the new design within a month of Kennedy's death, and the mint began production in January 1964. However, Kennedy half dollars were not very successful in circulation. What happened was Americans tended to hoard these Kennedy silver coins because of the silver content, making the coin values increase. Collectors also felt the JFK half dollars were a memento of the popular president, and therefore considered them to be more of a commemorative coin versus money. Right now, Kennedy half dollars from 1964 in circulated condition are worth between $12 to $20. However, on the open market, $1964 in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $5,200. So over $5,000, of course, if you can find one just in stellar, pristine condition. Real quick, folks, before I continue, I do want to give a quick shout out to one of my loyal subscribers. This is somebody I haven't shouted out in a minute, but yes, this is from actually a couple days ago. I meant to shout them out yesterday, but I did run out of time. So here you have it. Veritas Files from a couple days ago. Yeah, the best things that you can do today is to get out of debt. Plan to live in a multi-generational home as you age. Store items that you need or that you use, which are not made in the United States. Follow the old adages that 2 is 1 and 1 is none, as well as it is better to have something and not need it than to need something and not have it. Don't place your trust or hope for the future in things, but seek to make the wisest choices that you can in the face of an oncoming storm. Do what you can do to build a 3 to 6 month supply of living expenses and physical cash held outside of the banking system. And everything else should be held in food, other preparatory supplies, and gold and silver. Always remember that it was by acts of divine providence that America was established in the first place. And it's that same divine providence that has brought you to a place where you can hear the truth and even gospel of Jesus Christ. That's not an accident. What an amazing comment that we received there from Veritas Files. So much is said there regarding our Creator, and of course, regarding the best way we can prepare ourselves to live. And yes, if you want to hedge yourself with currency outside of the United States of America, you're looking at it. This is a global currency. Everybody in the world can afford silver. Silver will always be traded just like gold because central banks' demand for the US dollar has significantly weakened in favor of bullion. Central banks have been getting rid of their reserve dollars and buying gold and silver instead. This has been ongoing consistently for years now. Collectively, central banks have bought over 1,000 tons of precious metals, and I want to say that has been done in the last couple of years alone. This pace is unprecedented in modern history. Precious metals purchases by banks spiked in 2022 and have remained at this elevated range since. The top 5 buyers of precious metals are currently China, Poland, Singapore, Libya, and India. How convenient. It's all the same nations who are already dealing with BRICS. BRICS, which is already rivaling the US dollar, is choosing to buy precious metals as a backup, unlike the US dollar, which just continues to be printed. Make no mistake, our American currency is being manipulated at the highest levels against us and against the rest of the globe. Poor dad told his son to go to school and become an employee, while rich dad told his son, screw school, be an entrepreneur, be your own boss. Poor dad and his family, they were all PhDs, they were all teachers. Rich dad and his family, they were all salespeople. I see so many talented people today who are afraid of sales. They think it's scummy. You know what's scummy? Not being able to provide for your family. And when you factor in inflation, as a whole, Americans are making less money today, yet home prices have doubled. Insurance has doubled. Car insurance has doubled. Everything has skyrocketed. This is all a big game to extract as much tax revenue from 100+ million American families. Let's wake up, folks. They're funding government services and building massive social programs in real time to combat inequality and inequity. Of course, anybody with the brains that say, well, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but that's what's happening. Right here, folks. Hideo no Mo. I do have a handful of Major League coins. This is one of them, and it's actually one of my most favorite ones. And I have been reluctant to sell it. So yes, let me go into a little bit of detail about this gentleman. Born August 31st, 1968, Hideo Nomo became the first Japanese citizen to join an American Major League Baseball team after having played professionally in Japanese major leagues. Nomo had an impressive career playing for teams like the Dodgers, the Mets, and the Red Sox. These are limited rounds produced by the Highland Mint with a mintage of only 5,000. So here on the reverse, we have a portrait of Hideo Nomo with his signature and number. And on the reverse, we have a simple yet elegant display of the Major League Baseball Association. So of course, if you can see right there clearly, you have the number of this piece. You just get some clarity. Remember, there's only 5,000 of these. This being 3,199. So right under 3,200, number 3,200. All of the Highland Mint's precious metals products are created with the finest craftsmanship possible. Every detail and image on each medallion is hand sculpted into plaster, which is then transformed into a die. Each of these medallions are struck several times before going through a variety of finishing processes. So it might look like, okay, not so much, but no, anybody who knows silver, yeah, you look at it and you're like, oh, wait, okay, yeah, there's quite a bit that's been put into this. Even though it is a simple design, it is a high quality piece. And I would certainly recommend it. If you're a fan of baseball, get your hands on some of these Major League coins. Even to this day, they're sought after. And even if you're not in the business to sell it, just for yourself, just to trade within your family and for people to inherit later on, heck yes. And I assure you, with the way collectors are nowadays, especially with these Major League coins, you're never going to lose. So yes, folks, just to finish this evening, I want to give a final shout out, and this is actually to a new subscriber of mine, and this is Pop Gib 3485, and this is actually a comment made just a couple hours ago, maybe a few hours ago. So here we have it, Pop Gib 3485. I remember back in 2007 or 8, I went to a post office to get a couple dollars worth of stamps. They had a stamp vending machine in the lobby. I put in a $20 bill, and the machine gave me back all my dollar change in Sacagaweas. Yeah, I remember those days. That was super cool when you go to the soda machine or just any ordinary machine, you put in some money, and boom, you got your change back, and it was always those gold coins, and it always was so nice to get them. Just very, very flashy coins. Of course, the circulating ones, they're really not worth much these days. They will tend to be worth more than their original value. You know, they will be worth more than $1 most cases. And then if you have them graded, like the one that I was showing yesterday, that graded piece, as I said, can sell for 25 to 30 bucks, possibly more to the right collector. But yeah, I mean, I like that because that's so cool. I remember those days where you would go to a vending machine, buy some soda, buy some candy, and boom, there's your change, Sacagaweas. So yes, folks, as always, thank you so much for joining us for another evening of Silver Dad Knows. Remember, God bless your households. God bless you. And as always, God bless America.